Hi everybody. So UK's Immigration Minister Robert Jenrick has made a list of proposals to Rishi Sunak in order to reduce net migration, and we'll run through a list of those proposals. Nothing has been agreed yet. However, the proposals are quite drastic in change, and there are 5 points in that. One of them is that the work permit minimum salary is going to be raised to 40,000. Currently it's about 26,000, and they're going to raise it to 40,000, that a minimum of 40,000 must be paid for people to come and work in the UK under a tier 2 skilled worker visa. However, nothing has been said about industries such as health and care, where currently people can get in around about under 21,000. So it's important to know that this is a proposal. The effect of this will be that a lot of people won't qualify for work permits. Employers might not want to hire people if they're going to have to pay them from 26,000 to 40,000, and as a result there'll be less work permits issued. That is the aim of that point. Point number 2 is they're considering putting a cap on the number of health and care worker visas. Currently this is an industry that still, despite having over 100,000 visas issued last year, it still has 165,000 vacancies, and British people are just unable or unwilling to fill this sector. So that would have a drastic effect on the sector. A lot of care businesses and care providers will tell you that they just can't find the staff and they're having to recruit from overseas. To put a cap on the number will essentially could decimate the whole industry and could make the care industry collapse. That doesn't seem like a smart move, and it will probably be resisted by something like the NHS and the Department of Health, who don't want to see this industry collapse. So number 3, they're thinking of scrapping the graduate visa. Now, a graduate visa is another name for a post-study work visa. After you've completed a degree here, whether it's a bachelor's, master's or a PhD, you can get 2 to 3 years visa that allows you to work anywhere to look for a job. If you find a job within them years and your employer is willing to sponsor you, you can switch into a tier 2 skilled worker visa or a work permit. This was actually scrapped once before, and as a result, the number of students coming to study here dropped drastically. That's because students do want to work after they've graduated, because they want to earn the money back that they've spent on fees, and they want to explore the opportunities. Canada runs similar schemes, and they've been very popular. However, in the UK, we scrapped them before, but they were reintroduced by this government, and now it looks like they're scrapping them again. Another proposal is to stop dependents of work permit holders coming. So if someone's here to work on a work permit, on a skilled worker visa, they can't bring their family over. That's another proposal. So essentially, it could turn out that somebody under a care worker visa is here to look after someone else's family, but they can't bring their own family over. This will reduce net migration figures, because what this means is that if someone's coming over specifically to work, one person, at the moment they can bring 4 or 5 people over, including their spouse and any children under 18. This would drastically reduce figures, as a lot of visas were given to dependents over the past year. So this does seem like a move that they'll probably bring into place. Students from January are barred from bringing their dependents over. Bachelor students can't bring their dependents over at the moment. Master students will also not be able to bring their students over. From January, only PhD students will be allowed to bring their either spouse or children under 18. In this meaning of the word in the UK, dependents refers to any partner you have, a husband or a wife, and children under the age of 18. So children over the age of 18 are not dependents, and nor can you bring your parents over. And finally, another proposal is to increase the amount a British person has to earn in order to bring their spouse over. Currently, a British person has to earn 18,600 a year in order to bring their husband or wife to the UK in order to live with them. And then after 5 years, that person gets indefinite leave to remain. That's the quickest route to settlement in the UK. However, they're going to think of raising that to perhaps over 20,000, perhaps over 25,000. This would make it harder for British people to have their family join them. And they're hoping that the numbers would go down, when in fact this almost seems like an infringement of rights, because if anyone should be allowed to have their family join them, it's British people. So this is where British people have a gripe in relation to students, saying, well, hold on, students can bring their family over, they don't have to show 18,600, but we do. So hopefully the government the government hope that these proposals will bring net migration figures down. We'll have to wait and see whether these proposals are given a green light by Rishi Sunak. Rishi Sunak is a businessman. He's an entrepreneur. He basically is an accountant an economist who provides support for businesses. Businesses will not be happy about this proposal. They will not be happy about having to pay more wages. They will not be happy about that less people will be allowed to come to work for them. So he doesn't really want to upset the businesses. And businesses are a big lobby to government because they give big donations, they give a lot of money to political parties, and they have a lot of swing and say. However, what's happening now is a populist sentiment in the UK, where a lot of the UK, if not the majority, is at the moment, is very anti-immigration, and they feel that the UK is full and that we cannot support more immigrants, even if they pay their way, because they're putting pressure on the NHS and the local housing and the local job market. So it'll be interesting to see how this pans out. A quick reminder, these are all proposals. Nothing is set in stone yet, and we wait to see what happens in the new year.